after this pattern breakout on Thursday, probably on Wednesday, yeah, I saw a breakout at this particular area. So this is how it went. So earlier on Monday, I saw something like this and I was looking for the breakout. So on Tuesday, we saw the price coming back at this area. So on Wednesday, we had a retest, then there is a rejection. So which signifies that we have a stronger dollar. So probably I dropped this chart in the TD channel that it is going to start buying from here, and then since then we've seen the DSY strength coming to play out in the market. So the next question we should ask is that when is it going to retrace, or is it going to be strong like that for a couple of weeks or probably couple of days? But for me, I still see the US dollar strength still playing out probably next week, and there's a lot of fundamental next week. There's a lot of fundamental activities next week. So but before then, I believe that after we have a break of this area, we should probably, if you zoom further, you see that there is actually a rejection, but price did not touch this broken resistance. So probably we should see price still coming back to touch this broken resistance, and then probably turn into support, and then we'll see the US dollar strength continue to play out. But the first place I will be looking out for probably a rejection is at 108.042, where price might actually want to probably retrace at this particular area. So there might be a sell order at this 108.042, but for now I still believe that the US dollar strength should continue until the 110.938, but we should see a little bit of retracement, because this place is a very, very significant area. This place where it broke out before is a very, very significant area. It's a very solid resistance, but you see price breaking through this particular area and coming to retest twice, and then there is a rejection. And then zooming it further, you see that in the 4-hour time frame there is also a triangular pattern which reject, and then there is a breakout of this area. So for the short-term movement, we are still anticipating that the US dollar will probably retest this, and then we'll come back to 108.042. So apologies for not making videos for in last week. So I've resumed back. That's due to some personal schedule and a busy schedule. So the next one we want to look, but before we check the individual currency, let's check the economic activities of next week. So like I said, there's a lot of economic activities next week. So on Monday we have French flash manufacturing PMI from the Euro, and then we have the service PMI too. We have the ECB president's speech on Monday, and then probably at 9:30 p.m. on the same Monday we have the German flash PMI and German service PMI. So these are high impact news that you need to watch out for, because any mistake here, your account is gone. So, and then on Monday also, probably later on Monday, we have 3:45 p.m. Nigerian time. So we have flash manufacturing PMI on the US from the US dollar, pardon, and then another one from the US dollar too, which is flash service PMI. So on Tuesday, we have the one from the British pounds, and then we have the one from the Canadian dollar. So there is CPI report in the Canadian dollar, and we all know that CPI is an inflation measure news, and then we have currency sales too, which is also an inflation measure news from the US dollar. So if you look at the if you look at the euro news, the forecast is the previous is 43.1 and the forecast is 43.2. That is what the market might be looking out for, probably maybe on Monday before that news. And then let's see how it goes, probably. So we can't really say this is what will actually happen, until after the news. But this is a high impact news from the euro, and then we still have from the United States also. We even have from the British pounds also, that is the PMI. And then all this PMI too is it's very, very important. It's a very, very important news. So on Wednesday we have the FOMC report, which they want to actually cut the interest rate by 25 basis points. The last one is 4.75, but the forecast is 4.50. So the Fed is actually saying probably they might cut the rate by 25 basis points. So let's see how it goes. Maybe they might cut, but if they cut the rate, probably you should see the US dollar weakness coming to play out. We've been having US dollar strength back to back since like 2-3 weeks now. So probably if the rate is cut by 25 basis points, and they might even go lower, going as far as cutting a 50 by 50 basis points. So let's see what Fed will come out with on Wednesday. And after the interest rate report, there will be a press conference after that, which the Fed Powell will list out his major plans, and then most of the economic policy and how they will need to run the economy at some point. So I think that's that on the FOMC. On Thursday we have JPY monetary policy report, that is from Japanese yen. So let's see how it goes. I think they still want to hold their rate. You get they want to hold it at 0.25%. So let's see what they come up with. If they hold their interest rate and then the US dollar cut their interest rate, probably one thing we should see there is the DPY strength. Yeah, that's what thing you should be looking out for. DPY strength might actually want to play out there, and you see the likes of US dollar JPY fall massively. So that kind of thing might happen on Wednesday, and then probably early morning on Thursday. So we have another monetary policy statement from the Bank of England, so which they actually want to hold their own interest rates also. So the previous is 4.75, and they are planning on holding the 4.75, holding on to the 4.75. So there's a lot of economic activities next week. So if you don't have just close your account, don't trade, just be looking at what is going on in the market till probably the week after when you start trading. But if you probably know what is going on and you actually have your risk management in place, so then you can follow up and trade all this news. And this is a big time for you to even trade, because there will be a lot of volatility in the market. So you want to make money with that volatility, you understand, because all these chopping movement and ranging movement in the market, you don't want to be part of it. You want to be part of the moving market, and this is where the economic activities come in, and this is where where next week comes in. So on Friday too, we have Copy price index, we have Canadian dollar retail sales. So Canadian dollar is the Canada, they are dropping their inflation news next week from the CPI on Tuesday to the retail sales on Friday. You get, and the US dollar has dropped their own last week. They dropped their own inflation reports last week, and next week they are going to drop their interest rate report, which they want to actually cut by 25 basis points. So like two things might happen. Number one is, this is how these things work. Number one is, as market is forecasting 4.50, if they later drop it by 25 basis points and there is 4.50, the market might not react to it, because markets might have been reacting to this prior before the news event, so it might not be a thing of surprise to the market. But if they now hold their interest rate by 4.75 and not cutting it, you see the US dollar strength coming into the market, and then you see a lot of volatility in that part. Very strong US dollar, that is indicator of US dollar strength. But if they cut by 50 basis points, you see a massive dump in the US dollar. So that's how it works right there. So be ready for probably one of it, and then how they will drop. So that's it about the economic activities of next week. So these are red lights, as you can see. These are high impact news, and then it comes like this once in a while, probably once in a month, you get, probably, or once in 2 months. But if it comes like this, just be prepared for volatility ahead. So the best pair you want to trade: Euro USD, US dollar CAD, Canadian dollar, GBP USD, US dollar JPY, and then pounds CAD, then Canadian dollar JPY. Euro JPY too is not left out. So that's at the pair that you should be expecting more volatility in it next week. So the first pair I want to look at is GBP USD. So I won't be saying much anything much on this GBP US dollar, because we have a trade on it already that is running, and then probably next week we are waiting for some pips for it to probably hit TP. So which means that we should see probably a rejection at 1.26092, probably at this particular area, 1.25960. Yes, so we might have the TP8 and then a rejection from this area. So anything can happen, because if we check the big picture on this weekly time frame, so this one says that we might see the weekly time frame opening lower, and then we might have a rejection, and then it will close higher for the week. So that's what I'm actually looking at for the next week candle to close above this trend line for the week. You get, so above this 1.26023 for the week. So if we actually go to the daily time frame, so you go to the daily time frame, you see that price started falling on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Probably we'll see this TP8 on Monday. Then I'm actually looking for a reversal here, and then if nothing happened at this area, but before I will start, probably I will start buying, because if you check price has come below this, a very solid we can call it resistance level at this area. But after it break this particular area, it actually break this support also, so which means that there is another resistance at 0.26. let's check 0.26843. so probably after this we don't even know what is going to happen next. So let me just put one trend line there, one horizontal line at this particular area. So if there is no rejection at this 1.25975, then you should be expecting a rejection at 1.25004. you get at this particular support level. So at this particular support level, you should be expecting a rejection here to the upside. You get, so that's what I'm actually looking at. But it now depends on if they try to cut the interest rate more than the more than the forecast to, I guess. So that is what will determine. Probably maybe we have the US dollar weakness or US dollar strength, you get. But for that DSY to continue the upside move, then we should see GBP USD probably coming back to 1.25020 before we have any further movement to the upside. So that's all about GBP USD. So what I want to be doing on GBP USD next week is just to observe the market, how it react to 1.25044. Nothing else. I might not be taking any trade on this next, unless one thing that can make me take trade is if I see that probably on Monday we have a retracement back to this area, then there's a rejection. So probably I want to sell back to this trend line or back to this 0.25020. So that's what I want to be doing next week. So going to SND USD, you see how this looks like. There's a break of this strong supports area. You get, there's a break of it. So market price tried to reject this, but I think the level of sellers also overpowered the buyers right there, and then we'll see price breaking below 0.57968. So that's why you can see right there, and the price settled below that particular area. So probably next week what I'll be looking at, and I told you that if Trump enter, you see SND and AUD weakness more than normal. So you get, so you can see that price still break below 0.57968, which is still another support area. So which means that any retracement I see here coming to retest this area, or probably do a breakout to probably retest 0.58261 is an opportunity for me to look for a rejection back to 0.55922. So this is what I'll be looking at in the next time, if there is probably a rejection at this area. So for now, this is what I want to look out for on the SND USD. And mind you, this is a daily time frame. So if we switch to 4-hour time frame, we can see some things probably here. So there is a break of this flat pattern to the downside also, and then price probably will test this particular area, and there is a rejection, which means that next week we might see price continue the downside movement back to 0 point, and then there's a lot of volatility next week, so markets will move very, very fast, and then we might see a very fast move back to 0.55922. So the next pair is AUD SND. So probably I believe that we should see it's a sell though, but I believe that we should see price retesting this area of 0.64223. Then probably you can actually see a 1:3 risk to reward ratio from that particular area back to the downside. So that's what I'm actually looking for on AUD US dollar going to the next week. So I'll be waiting for price to probably reject and then retrace back to 0.64172. So that's that on AUD US dollar. So the next pair I want to check is US dollar JPY. So probably this, after breaking through this consolidation right here, and then price settled at 153,579 before the market before the market closed on Friday. So what I'm actually looking for is price to come and retest this particular area, and I'll be looking for rejection where I will buy US dollar JPY back to 155.355. But if we actually see that there is a massive cut in the interest rate, like a 50 basis points instead of 25 basis points, then we might see the decline of the US dollar JPY that will eliminate this low, and the price might actually settle below the low. Because if there is a cut of 50 basis points and the JPY actually hold their interest rate, then which means that we have a JPY strength and then US dollar weakness, you get, which will make US dollar JPY fall massively. So, but on a grand scheme of things, talking about the technical level, so I'm actually waiting for 152.67 for an opportunity to buy back to 155.355. So that's out on US dollar JPY. And US dollar Canadian dollar, so I'm waiting for a continuation of US dollar strength, but we should see US dollar CAD coming back to this particular area, and then I will set my buy zone at this area for opportunity to buy US dollar Canadian dollar, and I'm expecting price to break 0.42272 to the upside. So if price retraces back to this particular area, it is a very good RR, that is a very good risk to reward ratio. So that's what I'm actually looking at, for price to retrace back to this area, and then I have my bullish bias that will actually break this particular high right there. So the next pair I want to check is Euro US dollar. So Euro US dollar 2, we entered it probably last week. So we are still waiting for price to probably fall back to 1.03462. But another thing might actually happen here, which means that we might see this place holding as a support level, and then we will see price coming to break this area. So before I can have a buy bias, we must have a break of 1.05884, you get, before I can say I want to buy Euro US dollar. So if 1.05884 did not break, what I'll be looking for is any retracement. I will want to sell Euro US dollar back to 1.03465. So, but for now, last week I'm in a sell position on this particular pair back to 1.0316, let's say 0.3324. So that's what I'm actually in on Euro US dollar, a sell position back to that low. But before I can say I want to buy the Euro US dollar, we must have a break above 1.0884 to the upside. So we must have a price breaking above this particular area before I can join the buy. But for now, my analysis is a sell bias. So my bias is a sell bias. So probably I'm still in this sell position. So let's see how it goes on Monday. Probably on Euro US dollar 2, probably I'm neutral. Let's just test this, because probably, you know, this area is a very, very strong level where price might actually want to reject from to the downside, and then initially we have a break of this particular trend to the upside. So we don't want to look at that for now. So let's just ignore that pair for now. So on Canadian dollar JPY, so here too there is a buy position on this one, which is expected probably to hit TP on Monday. So let's see how it goes. But on a grand scheme of things, if we still want to probably analyze this, you see that there's a breakdown retest and a rejection at that particular area, which means that probably if we want to have a retest, we might have one more retest and then price will actually continue to go up. But you know, we have a lot of fundamental next week which might actually change the way we look at the market right now. So on GBP SND, the best thing is just to wait for price to actually come down and then you set your buy position. But here you don't know where price will want to react from at this particular area, because you know there is a break of this resistance and then there is probably a retest and the price did what? Price break this high and then you started seeing an upward movement. So if we want to do it and then we want to enter this particular pair, so what will actually be useful here is a Fibonacci retracement, which we might use to enter a long position, which means that what are we going to target at this area? Going to the 4-hour time frame. This is the low probably and this is the high, so you might actually be waiting for, and if you want to even adjust the low, let's adjust the low here. Yeah, this is the obvious low and then that's the obvious high, so you might want to wait for this 61.8 or 50% level towards to buy GBP SND. So let's see how it goes right there. But I won't be trading this. I will just be observing what is happening around the market for some time. So the last pair I want to check out or on my watch list is AUD JPY, that is Australian dollar Japanese yen. So this one, what I'm actually looking for is continuation to the upside, but you know, after rejecting at this previous high, so what I'm actually looking for is price to come and retest this trend line and then it will give me a rejection candle for me to actually enter a buy position that will break this equal high, you understand, to the upside. So that's what I'm looking for on all these pairs. So these are the pair of my watch list for this week. So if you're just joining, this is Ambafx and then this is the weekly forex forecast. So don't forget to like, subscribe and share and drop your opinion in the comment section about the individual pairs and the one that you think or you want to actually enter, you understand. So you know, from the economic and then technical perspective also. So next week is a very busy week in terms of fundamental. You don't want to be at the wrong side of any move you get, so before you know, the account is gone if you're in a wrong side of any move. So do well to secure your account and do well to trade safely. So see you next week.